In the 1850s, 60s, and 70s, a spiritual revival was sweeping through Sweden. The mission friends who founded the Evangelical Covenant Church of America were children of this revival. What kind of people were these early Covenanters? Why did they leave Sweden and immigrate to America? What were they searching for? And what did they find? Mission friend groups were formed in which early Covenanters would gather together as brothers and sisters who shared a warm-hearted personal experience with God. They would sing, pray, and listen to readings from the Bible or from a Swedish devotional magazine, The Pietist. The story of Carl August Björk, a cobbler, is a good example of how a layman became a mission friend preacher. Someone hid Björk's copy of The Pietist, and he was forced to extemporize. As Björk preached, his listeners were deeply moved. Every spring and fall, mission friend congregations within a 2-day journey of each other would gather for several days of prayer, Bible study, singing, and socializing. Those who were literate had read their Bibles often and well, and constantly challenged each other with "Where is it written?" The mission meetings were also social events which celebrated togetherness in Christ by building many long-lasting friendships between persons from various areas. The mission friend groups were a source of job and housing contacts and people who could be trusted. Some of these Swedish immigrants found a future husband or wife within these groups. Inevitably, all movements find themselves becoming organized, and the mission friends were no different. To baptize, confirm, marry, and bury required official ministers, not just lay preachers. And so, in 1885, a revival became an institution. The Swedish Evangelical Mission Covenant Church of America was organized. The first president of the Covenant denomination was the cobbler who became a preacher, Carl August Björk. A big man, Björk was rather blunt and honest. Presiding at an annual meeting, he once refused to give a delegate the floor, telling him that he didn't like him. In 1894, the Covenant built a school on the undeveloped north side of Chicago. This school would become North Park College and Theological Seminary. Its first president was David Neifel, a transplanted Swede who understood clearly that the mission friends had to have their own school to survive as a denomination. Neifel dedicated himself to making this school a success. He said, "I do not know if the Covenant School will succeed or not, but I am not in the Covenant to harvest only, but to sow, not only to be joyful, but also to suffer. For me, it is a family matter to belong to the Covenant. It is a necessity, a passion." Through many generations, this kind of spirit has sustained the Covenant. We today are the spiritual heirs of the mission friends. Because we live in a different age, it may appear difficult to retain the mission friend spirit. Can we recapture and sustain their uncluttered faith, honesty, humility, warmth, and freedom?